Hi, I'm Mann Yuin, and welcome to my Studio 4 final project presentations. And this project is aimed to design an eco resort. Now, first, before moving on to the introductions, I would first like to greet all of the juries and as well as the lecturers and my tutors. To start off this project, it is called a memory retreat, which is located at Kuala Kubu Baru, Selangor. The intention of this design is to pay tribute to the tin mining history of Kuala Kubu Baru. It's because of this old town, which is Kuala Kubu Baru, it is derived from the tin mining activities in the colonial eras. And yet, there is a lot of people in Malaysia has already forgotten the most glorious and golden time of its past. The resort scheme is to design and plan as well as the experience of occupants where it can be truly and feel and understand the process of the tin mining. So it is considered as an experiential resort. Now let us move on with the conceptual development and planning. By understanding the procedure of the tin mining activities, the first process is which the worker will be gathered and start to mine the tin at the gravel bank, which is low ground, with the water and slurry. And the second process will be monitoring on the pumping machinery so that the slurry will be sucked up onto the extraction part later. The third part of the process, which is the slurry, will be then extracted through the screening filter called palong, where it is a steel structures, loose box, and the different levels of steel riffles. The fourth process is the end of the process, which is the left out water will be followed back then to a tailing pond, where it will be used for the process number 1 again for water jet mining. It is a closed circuit process where it is from fourth process and to link together. The layout of this design has been imitated to blend into the site where the tin mining process it is treated as a resort. The first cluster it is as an imitation of a tin mining of the very first below the gravel bank, following to the second clusters as an imitation of the machinery scenario of a tin mining, and the third will be the chalet zone as an imitation of extraction palong tower, and the final clusters will be an imitation of tailing pond and as an observation look back. And this is the site plan which is located at the site. The first clusters will be this lobby and gallery. The second clusters will be resort main facilities, moving on with the chalet, and the last clusters will be restaurants and services. Now let us move on into the floor plans of each clusters. The first clusters, which is this lobby and gallery, the occupants will be greeted by this water retention pond, and the entrance by here will be moving on into the waiting area and the lounge. The user then will be experience the first process of a tin mining, which is the gravel bank, where it is below the ground level, and people can interaction with the water in the gallery area. And moving on with the second cluster, which is the resort facilities, and as an imitation of the extraction, which is the machinery scenario, where people will be using the gaming area as well as the wellness center, and it is an interaction between the water retention pond with water, and then the area, and as well as the seminar room and training center. And moving on with the last clusters, which is the resort, restaurant and services. And as a part of this design, this resort, this restaurant is the last process of this tin mining activity, which is the water telling. People will be experiencing the and the observation of the overall site, which is about sitting in the restaurant and having maybe activities like eating and stuff like that, and we can enjoy the view of the top scenic site, because this restaurant is quite high and it is above the clusters 1 level. And moving on with this is the internal space of the restaurant, where users can be looking at back or to the second clusters and the first clusters. And as a design requirement, and also is extra features to this project, it is a green eco design. This site is actually below the mountain valley, and it indicates a retention pond over there. It's because there is a record of flooding in the city and during heavy rain. So as I propose, this retention pond act as a eco-marine rehab pond is because it is an extra feature and a quite sustainable resolution to the site, where it capture and harvesting the rainwater, and it acts as an small lake to the aquamarine life. And that's the end of this presentation. I hope you all enjoy this presentation, and thank you very much.